think with waxworks you ought to pay, you know. Waxworks were to be looked at for free. Know how?
Contrariwise, if you thought we were alive, you ought to speak.
I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. My name is Alice. I was wondering, could you tell me which way is best out of this wood?
Oh, no, you've begun all wrong. The first thing to do in a visit is say, how do you do, and shake hands.
Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush, so early in the morning.
Oh, that's enough to ask you for once.
I hope you're not much too tired.
Oh, no how, but thanks for asking.
Very much obliged. Do you like poetry?
Yes, pretty well. No, I take that back. I like some poetry.
What should we repeat to her?
The walrus and the carpenter's longest.
Well, if it's very low, would you mind first telling me which way is best out of this wood?
Here is the walrus and the carpenter. The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. They would like anything to see such quantities of sand. If this were only cleared away, they said it would be grand.
Oh, oysters come and walk with the walrus. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do more than four to give a hand.
The eldest oyster looked at him, but never a word he said. The eldest oyster winked his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave his oyster bed.
But four young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces were washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was scarcely odd because they hadn't any feet.
For other oysters followed them, and yet another four, and thick and fast they came at last, and more and more and more, all hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore.
The walrus and the carpenter walked on a mile or so, and then they rested on a rock conveniently low, and all on the oyster stood and waited in a row.
The time has come, the walrus said, to speak of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot and whether pigs have wings.
But wait a bit, the oysters cried, before we have our chat, for some of us are out of breath and all of us are fat. No hurry, said the carpenter, they fainted much from that.
A loaf of bread, the walrus said, is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar besides are very good indeed. Now if you're ready, oysters dear, we can begin to feed.
But not enough, the oysters cried, turning a little blue. Absent kindness now would be a dismal thing to do. The night is fine, the walrus said. Do you admire the view?
It was so kind of you to come, and you are very nice. The carpenter said nothing but, give us another slice. I wish you were not quite so deaf, I've had to ask you twice.
It seems a shame, the walrus said, that you don't take the truck so quick. After you brought them out so far, and then the call of the carpenter came, your brother's friend was sick.
I weep for you, the walrus said, I deeply sympathize. With sobs and tears he sorted out those of the largest size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes.
Oh, oysters, said the carpenter, you've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again? But answer came there none. And this was scarcely odd because they'd eaten everyone.
I like the walrus best because, you see, he did feel a little sorry for the poor oyster.
Yes, but he ate more than the carpenter did. You see, he held his handkerchief in front of his mouth so the carpenter wouldn't see just how many he took.
Then I like the carpenter best. If he didn't eat as many as the walrus.
He ate as many as he could get.
Well, they're both very unpleasant characters. What is that noise?
Oh, is this the Red King snoring? Come and look at him.
Isn't he a lovely sight?
I'm afraid he'll catch a cold, sleeping in the damp air.
He's dreaming now. And what do you suppose he's dreaming about?
Nobody can guess that.
Why about you? And if he stopped dreaming about you, where do you think you'd be?
Where I am now, of course.
Not you. Why, you'd be nowhere. In fact, you only exist in his dream.
If that there king was to wake, you'd go out just like a light.
I would not. What? If I'm only in his dream, what are you? I'd like to know.
Ditto.
Ditto, ditto.
Oh, hush. Don't wake him.
You know very well you cannot wake him when you are part of his dream. You are not real.
I am real.
Oh, you don't make yourself any realer by crying about it.
If I weren't real, I shouldn't be able to cry.
I hope you don't suppose those are real tears, do you?
I know they're talking nonsense. It's foolish to cry about it. At any rate, I'd better be getting home. Or to the chess match. Or to the croquet match.
Not our problem, not our concern.
Selfish